Vaccine will be available within the next 18 months.
I have business here for about 25 years.
We have an agenda, obviously.
Hello and welcome to our third remote edition of Stony Brook News. Thank you for joining us as we broadcast from the safety of our homes. I am Louis Sanchez. President Trump announced a three-phase plan last Thursday with recommendations on how states can begin the process of reopening. Before states begin this process, the White House advises them to look for a downward trajectory of documented COVID cases and COVID symptoms within a 14-day period. Florida beaches have already reopened, and other states like South Dakota have not issued a stay-at-home order. Governor Cuomo said this morning that COVID-19 cases in New York are flattening at around 1,300 cases a day. However, the rate of hospitalization continues to drop. Phase 1 of an antibody study began across 19 counties and found that nearly 14% of participants carried antibodies for the virus. Federal officials are preparing for a possible second wave of the virus hitting in the fall around flu season. With the COVID-19 pandemic forcing schools to turn to online learning, Stony Brook University's own Department of Information Technology has been working hard to adapt to the new changes. Vivica Michelle reports.
Stony Brook University told students in early March that they were converting to remote learning for the rest of the spring semester due to COVID-19. With this change, the Department of Informational Technology had to prepare for something that they weren't completely ready for.
So we implemented Zoom for the campus. Normally that takes months to integrate. We had it online in 4 days.
Diana Voss is the Director of Academic Technologies and oversees learning technologies such as Blackboard and Zoom. Each semester, there are about 7,200 classes on the Blackboard system. With the increase of Blackboard usage, Voss is currently trying to keep up with the load.
The differences that we're seeing are more like now online exams are big. So, in the past, Blackboard was really used to pass the syllabi, to collect assignments. It wasn't used for large classes, the common exams type of thing like that didn't exist, right? Because you guys came to physical spaces. So one of the things that our division has been working on is introducing services that can support that kind of shift from what we were doing in the physical to now virtual.
The list of available services can be found on DoIT's websites. Each list is curated to target professors, staff, and students. Each list, which is titled Keep Teaching, Keep Working, and Keep Learning, respectively, provide tools and resources to those who feel isolated and are in need of a helping hand. And for those who are wondering why Zoom, Voss explains.
We're actually in the middle of a web conferencing. We had put out a request for proposal because we have to do that every 3 years with our vendors. So Zoom was the one that won the contract. But we needed a campus-wide solution. We also needed something that covers HIPAA because of the hospital patient data. So we needed to get something that was FERPA protection and HIPAA protection, and Zoom is the one that has all of that.
Another service that DUO offers their students is the Virtual Sync Site. On the Virtual Sync Site, students can access academic programs such as MATLAB and Maple. From Stony Brook University, I am Vivica Michelle.
Chicken Joint Pollo Campero in Bayshore donated 10 boxes of gloves to staff at Stony Brook Hospital. Nurse Edwin Gomez at Stony Brook Medicine asked his former employer if the restaurant could help. While in nursing school, Gomez admired the brand's commitment to help communities. Meals were provided when the PPE was delivered in the national franchise of Pollo Campero. Also announced that all first responders and medical personnel can get a free meal through April at its restaurants. Due to COVID-19, many new students will not have the ability to visit universities, but Stony Brook has made it easier for new students to get a taste of campus life and tour the campus without even having to step foot. Jacob Alvear reports.
The school transition to online has been a long and difficult process to get used to, with Zoom classes becoming the new norm. No more walking around campus in a hurry to get to class. But for those who are graduating, they won't have to worry about getting around campus anymore. But what about the new students who are coming to Stony Brook University next semester? Well, Stony Brook has made it more simple to guide these students around campus while offering them a virtual tour displaying all it has to offer, from the Charles B. Wang Center to the Sync sites. The School of Journalism has even created their own virtual tour of the newsroom and TV studio while also describing all the programs and material they have to offer.
Because everything moved online, I work closely with Phil Alvear, who's our production supervisor, who is just Superman, and he helped me put together a virtual tour, a video of our newsroom and our TV studio, so students could learn a little bit more about those spaces and see them a little bit.
To sign up for a virtual tour, it's as simple as typing in stonybrook.edu, virtual visit, and filling out the required information. For Stony Brook News, I'm Jacob Alvear.
After plunging to lower than negative $37 in some places on Monday, oil prices have begun to rebound and stabilize as the U.S. discusses plans to reopen the economy. Prices rose again yesterday, but still remain substantially below the $50 price point needed for producers to make a profit. Experts say that as lockdowns are loosened across the country and around the world, the demand for oil is expected to normalize again. The U.S. Department of Labor announced that more than 22 million Americans have filed for unemployment since the end of March. This level surpassed the 15 million Americans who were unemployed during the Great Recession. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, New York State has paid citizens roughly $2.2 billion in unemployment benefits and had to upgrade its response team to 1,000 workers to accommodate the influx of claims. Despite these upgrades, soon to be graduates will be entering the worst hiring season since the 2008 financial crisis. With some tips for grads, Duffy Zimmerman reports.
At this time last year, campuses were bustling with students, many of which would be donning a cap and gown to receive their diploma. This year, Stony Brook will not be holding its regular celebration, but students will be graduating into the workforce nonetheless. With unemployment rates skyrocketing, the job market for these grads is quite uncertain.
We have no idea what the job market is really going to look like later this summer.
I spoke with Mariana Savoca, a career expert with the Stony Brook University Career Center. She advises students to use this time in isolation to prepare for the future by reflecting on your values and if this situation has affected them.
This whole pandemic has forced us to slow down a little bit, which is why we have all this free time to worry, right? So let's carve out some of that free time and hopefully our graduates can take some steps to really get to know themselves.
After that, she advises candidates to adjust their LinkedIn, resume, and any other personal branding to reflect the values they identified.
Are my documents, is my branding, do my channels all consistently share my values, the type of person I want to be, the things that are important to me?
Another good idea, Savoca says, is for recent grads to pursue some sort of passion project or side gig to better understand their industry.
Something you could do to upskill yourself, develop a network, improve your branding. These are all strategies that our graduates can use so that they can get themselves more ready to market themselves for the thing that they want to do next.
While some students may be tempted to apply for graduate school to wait out the situation, Savoca only recommends this course of action if there is a thoughtful decision behind it. Reporting from home for Stony Brook News, I'm Duffy Zimmerman.
The world's biggest musicians perform in a virtual concert Saturday night to celebrate healthcare workers. Nearly $128 million were raised for coronavirus relief. The concert features some popular names such as Lady Gaga, the Rolling Stones, and Stevie Wonder. The main event was a 2-hour live stream which was broadcasted across all the major networks. The money raised will be donated to COVID-19 Solidarity Response Fund, as well as support for emergency responders. Non-contact deliveries are essential to stop the spread of COVID-19, and a local Huntington brewery is doing their part by having dogs deliver beer to their customers' front doors. Kaylee McDuffie has the story.
Due to COVID-19, Juliet Carmen couldn't go out to the bars to celebrate her 21st birthday, so Six Harbors Brewers in Huntington delivered her first legal drink to her front door. But there's a twist. Instead of a person delivering the alcohol, it was dogs.
Obviously, I couldn't go out and celebrate it like I was initially planning before the coronavirus, so it was so awesome when I was surprised by two puppies delivering beer. It honestly made my day. It was so cute.
Since Six Harbor Brewers had to shut down their brewery due to COVID-19, they now rely on deliveries and curbside pickups to support their local business. Owner Karen Ravid Hewitter is now bringing her golden retrievers along with her on deliveries to brighten her customers' days during these tough times.
By nature, the dog is a friendly dog, a loving dog. It just naturally puts a smile on people's faces, and I think people need that these days. So I'm happy to give back in that way. I give beer, but I give smiles from the dogs.
While most of Six Harbor Brewery's revenue comes from customers coming into the brewery, Hewitter said the community continues to support them, although they can't physically come into the brewery anymore.
You know, we're a small business in Huntington Village, but I have to tell you that most of the community has been terrific at supporting us with curbside or delivery beer purchasing. And hey, it's not what it used to be, but any bit of our sales right now makes a huge difference. So we're very grateful.
You were supposed to bring me a beer. We're gonna have to work on that one. Reporting from Huntington, I'm Caitlin McDuffie.
That's all we have for now. Stay tuned as we continue to work hard to bring you the latest news. Stay home and stay healthy, Seawolves.